Aha. Yeah, the angle.
Empower. My name is DeShuna Spencer, and I'm the founder and publisher of Empower Magazine and Liu Crummer Productions, LLC. Risk taker. Empower's online magazine I started 5 years ago. I can't believe it's been 5 years. And we focus on social issues affecting people of color, whether it's education, socioeconomics, health disparities, environmental issues. And we also not only talk about issues, but really try to get people involved. So a lot of our stories will have a section at the bottom called What You Can Do About It. So people can actually read these topics and say, okay, this is what I can do based off of what I read in Empower Magazine. That's pretty much the gist of what we do. Give. To me, social activism is quite simple. It's using your talents, where God-given talents, to make a difference in your community. Listen. If I could change the world, I would say the one issue that's near and dear to my heart is youth violence, mainly because I've really been affected by it. When I was 17 years old, my cousin was 22 and she was murdered. When I was 18 years old, I was totally devastated when my boyfriend was murdered. And when I was 23, my uncle was murdered. The most devastating one, as I mentioned, was my boyfriend's murder. I was a freshman in college. Actually, I was going to my sophomore year. He would have been going to his junior year, but he dropped out of school because of financial issues. And he ended up doing some things he shouldn't have been doing, going to a life he shouldn't have been going into. And he was murdered from a drug deal gone wrong. And for me, that's one of the reasons why I started my magazine, because I worked for daily papers and I used to write stories about young Black men being murdered. I would literally go to someone's house, someone's mother's house, and say, I'm so sorry for your loss, but can you tell me about your son? And every time they told me their stories, I always felt like my boyfriend was getting murdered over and over again. So whenever I hear about a young kid getting gunned down in Chicago, Memphis, New Orleans, all these cities where youth violence is such a big issue, it hurts me personally. And if I could change anything, I would try to minimize the amount of young Black men who are being murdered in our communities. Love. But most of all, in 5 years, whatever I'm doing, I'm hoping that I make a difference. At the end of the day, I can't predict where I will be in 5 years from now, but I'm hoping that I'm successful and that I'm really making a difference in the world. I'm not just doing something just to be in lights or to be, quote unquote famous, because a lot of people do things for the accolades as opposed to really making a difference. So for me, as long as I'm, doing what I love, making a difference and making money, I'm good.